Good evening and welcome to another edition of HGP Sport. For today, I'm Jaden Samuels. Thanks for joining us. We begin by telling you that the nation must work together to reap the benefits of Gold Cup qualification. These are the words of Wayne Ford, president of the Guyana Football Federation. The details in this report. Local football has had its challenges both on and off the field for many decades, but the Gold Cup qualification has brought hope not only for football but countless marketing opportunities for Guyana. Still taking in the victory over Belize, Ford has charged all stakeholders, political or business-oriented, to rally round and ensure Guyana makes the most of the opportunities as it relates to marketing Guyana to the rest of the world. In a release from the Guyana Football Federation today, the president mentioned that the sum of all tourism promotion and advertising cannot surpass the global visibility that the CONCACAF Gold Cup will bring to Guyana, but will require yet another collective effort. Ford also charged all Guyana to give a good content and a good impression of our nation, making reference to its beautiful landscape, wildlife, its investment opportunities, its people, its sporting talent, and its culture. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport. Still in football news, Christian Berg and Annandale cemented their spots in the finals of the Milo Under-18 Schools Football Tournament at the Ministry of Education ground, Carifesta Avenue. The details in the Stanford Howard report.
Action continued in the Under-18 Schools Football Tournament at the weekend, with teams vying for spots on Saturday for the semi-finals. In quarter-final 1, patrons were able to witness two exciting matches. In Game 1, when Charleston took on East Coast boys Annandale, Colin Hendricks was the first to strike on the day in the 32nd minute to hand the powerhouse Annandale the lead by the end of the first half. With the resumption of the second half, Annandale managed to beat the defense of Charleston 3 more times, with efforts coming by Omari Glasgow, who netted a double in the 50th and 59th minutes, and Jamar Harrington in the 90+1 to seal the first spot in the semis. Captain of Annandale spoke about his team's performance.
Our fitness everywhere was up and we came out successful.
Not the most dominating performance. What do you think happened in this particular encounter?
In this encounter, because we're not accustomed playing in the hot sun, so some of the players they didn't adapt to the conditions well, but in the second half we did. Nothing really, but we just go out with a different mentality and play football.
In the second match, President College beat Bishops High to bird their semi spot in a 2-1 fashion. Goals came from Jesse Thomas in the 41st minute and Edron Stevens in the 56th minute. On Sunday, the second quarterfinals saw the boys from the mining town, Wisma Christianberg, showing their supremacy and dominance of the tournament as they went up against the West Side boys, Virgin Union. Andre Myers put Wisma first on the board in the 18th minute, but it was Jamar Levens in the 35th minute on the verge of half-time that leveled the scores. In the second half, Wisma dominated with the ball and wasted no time as they registered 3 goals from a hat-trick by Tyrese Lewis in the 38th, 70th, and 72nd minute for the win. 2014 champions Lodge Secondary had an easy run to the semis when they defeated St. John's College 1-0. Semi-finals is set for Saturday, the 7th of April at 1400 hours, with Annandale taking on Christianberg Secondary, and at 1600 hours, President College will go up against Lodge. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Pravish Harry stole the show once more to cop the title, and Ryan McKinnon pipped Fang to take the production title in the Queensway Security Service Rifle Shooting Challenge. Here again, Stanford Howard.
Queensway Security Service, Inc. for the 4th consecutive year has come on board to support the Guyana Sports Shooting Foundation, and Saturday was no less amazing when 18 shooters participated in the 4-stage field challenge. In the first stage of the challenge, titled Smoke and Hope, each shooter tried their know-how at 5 targets. Their time ended when they hit the stop plate, which was farthest away. The second stage was the roundabout. The third stage was dubbed the pendulum, and the fourth, 5 to go. In all of the stages, shooters were allowed 5 strings. The worst string was discarded. The other 4 used to tabulate the final score. By the end of the day, when the dust settled at the Tomeri shooting range, Pravesh Hari reigned supreme in limited division with a time of 74.96 seconds from all 4 stages, followed by Vidishri Prasad McKinnon with a time of 118.55 seconds, and David Dihari in a close third with a time of 120.09 seconds. In the production division, speedster Ryan McKinnon took top honors from John Fang with a time of 87.77 seconds to Fang's 88.4 seconds in second. Dale Hing came in third with 105.89 seconds after the 4 stages. In the unclassified beginners segment, Kyle Jagam took first place with a recorded time of 206.51 seconds, with Baka Bryan with 207.98 seconds, and Adele Bash in third with 211.03 seconds to end the day's proceedings. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Let's turn our attention to some cricket news. One of the most active clubs on the east coast of Demerara, the Ogle Cricket Club, at the weekend held a clean-up campaign while maintenance work to the club's pavilion and fencing was also done. Speaking with HGP Sport Today, Secretary of the club Devendra Ramatal mentioned that the club is very active and is looking to continue the growth of cricket on the east coast. Assisting in this regard, KV Contracting Services donated all the necessary tools for the weekend's activity, which according to Ramatal was a success and will be done quarterly. More cricket news. According to the Jamaica Gleaner today, it is a possibility that Phil Simmons will return to coaching duties after this year's World Cup for the West Indies. The details in this report. Simmons was at the weekend speaking on radio where he mentioned that after the finals on July 15, his contract is up with Afghanistan, and also mentioned how hard it has been for him in the last 3 years dealing with the previous administration. Speaking about his ills experience as West Indies coach despite winning the ICC World T20 on April 3, 2016, he recalled a number of situations he had to endure. He said, and I quote, "The former president told me that Dwayne Bravo and Kyron Pollard should not be picked because they passed him straight and did not say anything, how they had no manners. Team selection was just too personal. In fact," he said, "unless they play for Trinidad and Tobago, they should not play for the West Indies." Simmons, who excelled in Zimbabwe, then Ireland, with remarkable success, mentioned that under Courtney Brown, team selection processes were changed whereby Cameron made all the final decisions on the composition of the team and said that is how it was. The captain or coach ideas did not matter. Simmons went on to say, "During my time 4 years ago, I had a 45-minute argument with Courtney Brown over the selection of Christopher Gale, with Brown saying Gale was too old and should not be selected at the time." Before going off air on Saturday, Simmons did mention that if the best West Indies players are selected, then the West Indies have to be among the favourites to win, and reiterated that a full-strength West Indies team will have to be among the favourites to win the World Cup. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport. And finally in sport this evening, defending champions in the female cricket West Indies T20 Blaze had to take several sets in a match against Guyana at the weekend.
In a low-scoring match involving Guyana and Jamaica female cricketers, the Jamaican women's team paid the price for a dismal batting performance. Guyana won by 20 runs at the National Stadium Providence on last Sunday. Guyana now stands a chance of winning the overall title. This win is the second in 3 matches for the team. But Jamaica, though they are the defending champions, will not be able to retain the title due to the fact that they have lost 2 games. Jamaica cricketers were tasked with making 115 runs by Guyana, but fell prey to the bowling of Irva Giddens, 3 for 13, and Akiza Thompson, 3 for 16. Shanita Gridman and Plafiana Mellington chipped in with 2 for 18 and 1 for 12, respectively. Guyana would play again tomorrow evening and hopes to outplay their counterparts. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
That concludes our cast for today. I'm Jaden Samuels reminding you, like I always do, to say yes to life, yes to sport, and no to drugs. Good night.